If you would like some good quality anime merch, you can get it from Beautiful Halo, link in the description, and don't forget to use my link. And for 5% off on your next $49 plus order, use the code MEME, and for 10% off on your next $99 plus order, use code MEME, MEME, and let's get right into the intro. Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weaves here, and this is what if Jiraiya adopted Naruto, or what if Naruto was adopted by Jiraiya. Part 1. Last time we left off with, well, not. I'm so used to doing part 2 and 3. Anyways, we begin this wave with, of course, Minato and Kushina dying to the Nantos, and of course saving the village by sealing away Naruto. Sealing away the Nantos into Naruto. Anyways, now after this, Jiraiya actually was informed about his student's death, and how, and he remembers the two actually asking him to become Naruto's godfather in case something happens to them. Remember, they're ninja, so they're not guaranteed to live forever or live to see people grow up, or their own son grow up. So anyways, of course, now Jiraiya, after hearing this, he felt guilty that he wasn't there. Like, if anyone would have died, or if anyone had to die, he'd rather be him than his own student. And plus, Minato was the fourth Hokage. He's not willing to become Hokage or anything, but he returns to the village to see how Naruto's doing. Of course, he doesn't return straight away, and he returns actually a few months afterwards, because he needed to do some stuff, and he needed to prepare some things, especially because he's not going to do his spy network as much, since he's actually planning on adopting Naruto as he was meant to in the original. Like, really, we all know that he should have adopted Naruto, or Naruto should have at least found out that Jiraiya was his godfather. And I don't even know if he knows it. Was it ever stated that Naruto found out that Jiraiya was meant to be his godfather? I think he was. I'm not sure. Anyways, now of course, Naruto was still just a little baby and everything. And anyways, of course, Jiraiya arrives into the Leaf Village and actually sees the destruction. And of course, the Leaf Village hasn't recovered from the attack yet, but they're doing well to recover, and they've done a lot. And of course, Jiraiya, first thing he does is goes to his students and Kushina's grave, and pays his respects, and then goes to see where Naruto is. Naruto was actually with the Hokage. Yes, the Hokage was taking care of Naruto as of right now, because no one else could. And anyways, well, no one else wanted to. They weren't willing to take care of Naruto. And anyways, now, of course, Jiraiya arrives and sees the Hokage actually taking care of Naruto, and Jiraiya asks what's going on, and the Hokage explains everything. And anyways, of course, Jiraiya then says that he'll be taking Naruto, and Jiraiya asks, Hiruzen asks why, and Hiruzen wasn't aware of Jiraiya being Naruto's godfather. But then Jiraiya pulls out a scroll, and this was actually a scroll from Minato and Kushina, and it was signed by them and everything. And anyways, of course, the Hokage he trusts Jiraiya. He doesn't he doesn't doubt him. There we go, that's the word. I was searching for the perfect word. He doesn't doubt Jiraiya or anything, but of course he's still kind of worried, especially because Jiraiya is still young. And anyways, of course, now Naruto and Jiraiya actually leave the village. Yes, Jiraiya actually told the Hokage that he'll be taking care of Naruto outside the village, because he can see that the people hate Naruto, especially if they weren't even willing to help the Hokage in taking care of Naruto. He believes that this village is not the perfect place for Naruto to grow up as right now. He'll bring back Naruto when he needs to become a Genin or a ninja, because he needs a team. And Jiraiya knows perfectly how important teamwork is, because he relied in his early ninja days, especially the third great ninja war, he relied on his team heavily, especially Tsunade and Orochimaru since he's uh, well, his teammates first of all, and he did a lot with them. Anyways, of course, the Hokage accepts this condition and tells Jiraiya to help Naruto get stronger, especially because the Nine Tails is inside of him. It's going to be harder for him than anyone else to actually learn jutsu, especially because of the Nine Tails influence. And try not to tell Naruto that he's the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, but then Jiraiya says no. Why should I keep it from him? He he English. He deserves to know, or his life will be ruined once he finds out. And the Hokage is alright then, you do. Anyways, how was your trip here? And your journey. And anyways, of course, they talked for a while until Jiraiya then finally decided to leave, and he told the Hokage to stay alive, since he's still old and everything. And the Hokage then says, I'm not that old, and Jiraiya says, yeah, you're way too old to be the Hokage. And Jiraiya, and then the Hokage then says, then why don't you become the Hokage? I've asked you multiple times and you still declined. I don't understand why. And Jiraiya then says, no, I will never become the Hokage. I do not deserve to become the Hokage, especially when I can't even protect people, my own student. Do you really think I can protect the whole village? And Jiraiya, the Hokage is like, you're downgrading yourself. And anyways, now Jiraiya then leaves, and Jiraiya leaves with Jiraiya. What? With Naruto, and of course Naruto's still a baby. He has a hard time taking care of him, but he actually takes him to Man Boku, where it's much more peaceful. And since he doesn't have to do any spy network for a few years, especially because spy network work, because of him having to take care of Naruto, he actually takes his time to rest and think of new books that he can write. And anyways, of course, a few years past, Naruto is now 4, and he's grown up with all the Toads. Anyways, Naruto then, of course, finally begins his training. Jiraiya actually wants to train Naruto to become one of the strongest shinobi ever. He wants Naruto to just be like his father, but first of all, Naruto had to find out about the Nine Tails. Of course, Jiraiya then explains to him that he was born in a different village, because Naruto didn't know these stuff yet, and he comes from the Leaf village, and that village is didn't really particularly like Naruto or anything. They actually hated Naruto because the Nine Tails was inside of him, and Naruto asked, why would they hate me for the Nine Tails being inside of me? And of course, Naruto didn't understand what the Nine Tails was, and basically once Jiraiya explained it, he told Naruto not to worry though. It's not like he hates him at all. In fact, Jiraiya loves him more than anything. And anyways, of course, Naruto doesn't take it too deeply, and just makes a new goal. And he tells Jiraiya that he'll become strong and reliable, so the Leaf Village will never be scared of him ever again, and they won't have to worry about the Nine Tails, since Naruto will tame the Nine Tails and make his pet or something. But anyways, of course, Naruto's still a young child, and Jiraiya just laughs and says, well, you got a long way to go, kid. Then kid. And anyways, now Naruto, of course, begins his training with Jiraiya and the Toads, and Naruto is not really good at any jutsu. Of course, then Jiraiya actually realized that the Nine Tails' influence is affecting Naruto's progress in in his ninja life, and so Jiraiya actually taught Naruto the Shadow Clone Jutsu instead of the Multi Shadow Clone Jutsu, and the Shadow Clone Jutsu instead of the Clone Jutsu. Naruto learned that fairly easily. Remember, he's a prodigy. We all know Naruto's literally a prodigy. Like, we've seen it in the anime. Like, man took a few hours to learn a B rank technique when he couldn't even do a D rank or maybe even an E rank technique, like the clone jutsu. Like, he took years to still fail at that jutsu. Remember, it was stated in the anime that Naruto's failing the test 3 times, so Naruto must have took it multiple times before, or maybe they had like little examinations before the actual exams, and Naruto kept failing it for 3 years straight. And so we know that Naruto is not good at the clone jutsu, which is a really easy jutsu. It's not like we can do it, but still, it's a really easy jutsu, and it's like the basics of a ninjutsu. Naruto failed it, while It took him a few hours of just reading the scroll of ceilings to master that technique, like the Shadow Clone Jutsu, which is a B rank technique and is forbidden. It's only for Jonin rank Shinobi because of the chakra levels being higher than Genin. And anyways, or otherwise, all Genin would have known it. Now, after this, Naruto, of course, is really happy, but Jiraiya says, "You shouldn't get too happy, kid. That's a really easy technique, but I'm pretty impressed that you learned at the age of 4. Anyways, of course, Naruto over the next 8 years has been training with the Toads mostly, and Jiraiya has actually been going back and forth from uh, Mount Myoboku to the real world to actually go do some spy network shits. And anyways, of course, Naruto's now 8 years old, and Naruto has actually been training a lot with Senjutsu. Of course, he's not mastered Sage mode, but he is relying on a lot of nature energy. He does absorb some nature energy to actually increase the strength of his jutsus, but he's not able to enter Sage mode yet because of his low control of it, and so he only does it when he has to use a technique. For example, the Rasengan. Yes, Naruto actually learned the Rasengan over these 8 years, and yes, Jiraiya, full of the teaching Naruto the Rasengan, one of the techniques that his own father used. The first of all, because Naruto is his son, and he wants Naruto to be just as strong and as skilled as Minato. Anyways, Jiraiya taught Naruto the body flicker, and Naruto, of course, showed a good progress, and Jiraiya actually initiated on trying to find out what chakra nature Naruto had. Of course, Naruto had the wind release and the water release and lightning release, just like on many of my other wives. And of course, now Naruto actually begins learning the fireball jutsu, the toad oil jutsu, something that it's basically a technique that Jiraiya uses, and Naruto then actually combines the two jutsus, toad oil and toad oil jutsu, with the fireball jutsu, which makes the fireball much stronger, and he increases the strength of it. And anyways, now Naruto has learned a lot over these years, and he already has the summoning jutsu. He already knows about the key, but he's not given the key because he can't be trusted with the key yet, since he's still young. And the Nine Tails, if Naruto loses control, the Nine Tails might take advantage of it and make Naruto open the gate and release the Nine Tails. So Naruto's not trusted with it. It's not like they don't trust Naruto, it's just that they can't really be sure when it's to do with the Nine Tails. Remember, the Nine Tails is the strongest tail beast, and if that's let out, it's going to take a lot of shinobi. If the fourth Hokage needed to use the Reaper Death Seal to seal it away, of course they don't know that it was halved, or it was split in half, but still, the Reaper Death Seal, like, that is a strong technique. We all know that it's an amazing technique. Or it's not really an amazing technique, it's a life for it's a one-shot KO, but it's for a life. So really, and plus, it's not even really a one-shot KO. We clearly in the anime and the manga, we saw that people can fight, can fight back, and they don't just allow themselves to get ripped out, allow their souls to get ripped out. No, it just doesn't work like that. Like, we've seen Orochimaru hold on to his soul while the Hokage was trying to pull it out anyways, or rip it out of him. Anyways, Naruto now is 12, and he has a lot of techniques. He has a lot of jutsu and different types of chakra natures. He actually has all the chakra natures other than lightning, just like his father, and anyways, or his godfather. Naruto knows that he's not, Jiraiya is not his real father, and Jiraiya said that he will only tell Naruto about his true father and mother once he masters Sage mode. And Naruto had asked multiple times to learn Sage mode, but the Toads on Mount Myoboku, and especially Kosaku and Ma, I'll just call them Ma and Pa. Ma and Pa told Naruto that he's too weak, and if he tries to, he'll just get hurt, and he might turn into one of those toad statues, or the stone toads. Anyways, of course, Naruto's scared of them because he doesn't want to become that buff. Of course, they're also doing this to scare Naruto off of this jutsu, since Naruto's not ready to know who his father and mother is, and if he does, he might get pissed. He doesn't know what. Jiraiya doesn't know what kind of reaction Naruto would have to him finding out that the fourth Hokage was his father, especially because Naruto knows that the whole village hated him, and if he found out that the Hokage was his father, why would they hate him? Naruto would start questioning this, and you never know. Things could happen. Anyways, of course, after this, Naruto, and plus Jiraiya doesn't want to tell Naruto yet as of right now because he might get to his head that he's the fourth Hokage's son, so he's everything. And anyways, now Naruto, once he's finally finished training with the Toads, he actually leaves Mount Ryoboku and he asks why he has to leave. Of course, Jiraiya says that he can't live there forever and he needs to get stronger elsewhere, like in the village, and he needs to do missions with a team. And of course, Naruto's like, why would I need a team? And Jiraiya tells Naruto that a team, Naruto may be strong, but there are people even stronger than him, and Naruto is not even stronger than some of like most of the Jonins in the Leaf Village. Okay, he may be near tuning level, but he's still not tuning level, especially to do with experience. Remember, experience is a lot in the ninja world. Like we've seen it multiple times. Like if we sent Konohamaru, well, let's say older Konohamaru did no missions, no nothing. He just has the techniques that he has in the original, and we sent him into the fourth Great Ninja War. We all know Konohamaru would just F up. Like Konohamaru is strong. Like we can't. Okay, he may be considered as trash in Boruto, but if we think about it, he's strong compared to most of the Jonins in the Leaf Village. He's really strong. And if we just sent him to something like against the Tentos, Konohamaru has no intel on the Tentos. He's never fought it, nothing like that. Unlike the older generation where they've literally fought a full war, full day against the Tentos, like that's a completely different story. Anyways, now of course Naruto decides that he has to go. Well, he has to go first of all, and so he just accepts it. And of course, he asks Jiraiya that when he's going to teach him Sage Mode, and Jiraiya says, "We'll see. It depends on your growth. The more you improve, the closer you'll get to Sage Mode. And plus, I won't be teaching you. I'll be learning with you." And Naruto then raising an eyebrow to this because he's never thought of, Jiraiya out of all people to learn with him, because Naruto thinks like Jiraiya is like super overpowered and he knows everything, and Sage Mode. Of course, Jiraiya knows Sage Mode, but he's not a master of it, and he does tell Naruto this, and tells Naruto that he needs to master Sage Mode too, and he will master it once Naruto begins his training to master Sage Mode. And Naruto's happy that he at least gets close to something close to Jiraiya, since he's always thought that he'll always be behind Jiraiya, but it's not true. Naruto will get strong over time. It doesn't mean that he'll become strong straight away, but anyways, of course, Jiraiya and Naruto arrive at the Leaf Village, and Naruto's not greeted with the best of greetings. Like a lot of people were staring at him, a lot of people were glaring at him, and a lot of people were scared of him, especially because Naruto looked pretty strong. Naruto is not short or anything. He's grown up pretty well. He's been brought up well, and he's he hasn't had ramen for basically his whole life to literally survive. And anyways, now after this, Naruto and Jiraiya go to the Hokage's office, and Naruto is greeted by the Hokage, and the Hokage is happy to see Naruto all grown up, and he tells Naruto that last time he's seen him, he was just a small child, a small baby, and he's grown a lot since the last time he's seen him. And Naruto says, "You know me?" And then Jiraiya explains to Naruto that before he adopted him, the Hokage took care of him for a few months, and Naruto's like, "Oh, thank you." And anyways, now of course the Hokage wanted to see how strong Naruto got over these years, and so he actually took Naruto out to a field to actually test out his strength. And even Jiraiya was like, "Wait, hold up, what? No, what? It's not fair. You're the Hokage. You're way stronger than him." And Naruto's like, "Oh sure, I'll take you on. I'll even beat you." And Naruto's being really not cocky, but he was really confident. He knew that he wasn't gonna win. He's been told stories about the Hokage being considered the god of shinobi. Like he knows every single technique known to the Leaf Village, other than the clan exclusive ones, for example the Shadow Possession. But if we include them, then he's just broken as fuck. Like, bro, what the fuck is this? And anyways, now of course Naruto wasn't expecting to win, but he wasn't gonna just let the Hokage win just because he's the Hokage. And once they begin the fight, Naruto wasn't gonna go straight in. He wanted to first test out the Hokage. Naruto knows to never go straight at the enemy, because you never know what you have to expect everything and anything. And he was doing just that against the Hokage, and so he sent a few clones first, and the Hokage was able to easily beat them. But then one of the clones appeared behind the Hokage. He used body flicker. Yes, Naruto knows body flicker, not as good as Shisui, but the Hokage was impressed that Naruto actually knew this. And anyways, not many genin know it in the first place. Naruto, after using the body flicker, actually uses the I was about to say Sharingan. He actually uses the Rasengan, and the Hokage is like, wait, what? And as he says that, Naruto actually was about to slam it into the Hokage, but then the Hokage actually caught Naruto's hand, but Naruto wasn't done yet. Naruto knew that this wasn't going to work that easily, and so he actually just smiles and smirks, and the Hokage is like, what's so funny? And Naruto's like, if you haven't noticed, what you're holding is not really my hand. And as he said, the Hokage hears this. Naruto actually used the Genjutsu, and the Hokage was holding a bunch of paper bombs that were about to explode. Yes, Naruto used the Genjutsu to actually trick the Hokage, and the Hokage was completely baffled. He was not, like, he wasn't expecting anything like this from Naruto. Like, first of all, the Hokage was going easy. He wasn't really trying. He was just playing around. And second of all, the Hokage did not expect Naruto, someone like a Genin, to actually know a Genjutsu. Now, of course, there are prodigies and everything, but he was just taking it easy. If he thought it would be just a little fun game, but Naruto came in strong, and of course the Hokage got blown away. But then the Hokage actually appeared through the smoke with no scratches. Yes, the Hokage was able to dodge. Well, not really dodge, but still, he actually let go of the paper bombs, and once they exploded, the Hokage actually jumped up in the air and then landed back. Of course, Naruto seeing this, he realized that the Hokage won't be easy, and so as he said, while he was actually thinking of a plan, the Hokage appears behind Naruto and says, "Oh well, you did well, for a Genin at least." And Naruto says, "I'm not done yet." And as he says that, he actually tries to roundhouse kick the Hokage into the face, but of course the Hokage caught his kick, and he's like, "You're doing well, for a Genin at least." And Naruto's like, "God damn it!" And after this, he actually uses lightning release. Oh, I said lightning release, something that he doesn't have. He uses earth release to actually create an earth spike. Yes, Naruto says earth style, earth impaling earth, and as he says that, rods of earth come out, and he tried to impale the Hokage, but the Hokage was too fast, and he was able to dodge all of them, and he did a fireball jutsu while backflipping. And Naruto then says, "Alright then," and he actually does the same thing, but with his own fireball, and there was a clear difference. The Naruto's one was much smaller, and of course it was bigger than I think Sasuke's fireball, but of course it was much smaller than the Hokage's one, and it was much weaker because the Hokage's one engulfed his one, and Naruto was just looking at the fireball while it was falling towards him and just smiles. And as he says that, Naruto uses his counter technique, something that no one knew about Naruto other than Jiraiya. Of course, no one really knew, and the Toads, because no one met Naruto. Anyways, the Hokage was not expecting something like this. Naruto actually teleports behind the Hokage, something that the Hokage did not notice. While Naruto actually did the fireball jutsu, he actually threw a kunai behind him, and Naruto appeared behind him. Anyways, of course, Jiraiya actually had the scroll of the flying Raijin, something that Minato himself wrote. Minato wanted Jiraiya to teach this to Naruto himself, and he wanted Jiraiya to try to learn it, but Jiraiya never wanted to learn it because this is a technique exclusive to him. But since this is his son, he's like, "Alright then, if we can't have a yellow flash anymore, we'll have an orange flash." Since Naruto actually is wearing his normal orange clothes, because remember, Jiraiya bought them for him. Well, not in the first of orange clothes, but when he was on his 2-year training. Anyways, Naruto, of course, teleports behind the Hokage and tells the Hokage that this is over, he's won. And then the Hokage literally looks back, and body flickers in front of Naruto even faster than Naruto could even teleport. Of course, that's a fact, because Naruto is not a master of the flying Raijin, and it takes a lot out of him. Of course, he can do it like 20-30 times, but still, we've seen Minato doing it more than 1,000 times, and Minato's teleported a whole tail beastman from a 10 tails. Anyways, now Naruto, of course, realizing that the Hokage is right in front of him, he actually creates a Rasengan, but the Hokage actually destroys the Rasengan by literally smashing his hand into the Rasengan and catching Naruto's hand and throwing him into the ground. And the Hokage actually comes down, realizing that the army actually finally arrived, because they realized the commotion, and they realized that the Hokage was outside of the of his you know, uh, his office, and they were confused, and they didn't know where he went. And so they came to see what happened, and once they saw the explosion, they realized that the Hokage must have been in danger, or he must be getting attacked or something by someone. But anyways, of course, the Hokage says, stand back. And anyways, he goes towards Naruto and congratulates Naruto for actually making the Hokage slightly try. Of course, the Hokage could have killed easily, couldn't kill Naruto easily before Naruto could even do a few clones. No, the Hokage is much faster than Naruto. Even when Naruto is using the flying Raijin, still the Hokage can see where Naruto is going, especially because he can track his chakra signature down. Unlike the Minato, where he was so fast that no one could even see him, even the Raikage. And anyways, he wasn't even as fast as Shisui. Of course, Naruto needs a lot more training, a lot more understanding of the flying Raijin, especially because he's just started learning at the age of 10. He took 2 years to actually master it, but not master it, but start using it, because he needed to first of all learn how to use it, and Naruto wasn't too good at learning first of all. Anyways, now of course, the Hokage told Naruto that he's really strong, and he never thought of again in actually knowing such a strong technique, especially because this is an S rank technique. He congratulates Naruto and tells Naruto that he'll be enrolling into the academy tomorrow, and the academy has a few more weeks left, like 6 weeks left, and Naruto will have to do the last 6 weeks to actually, so they can actually see where Naruto's strength is, or where Naruto's skill is, and plus knowledge. Of course, Naruto's knowledge is actually pretty high, especially because the Toads know a lot, and Naruto is actually made friends with the elder Toads, and especially the eldest Toad actually taught Naruto a lot. Like this, he told him about stories about the legendary Sanin, the legendary the legendary Sage of Six Paths. Remember, the Sage of Six Paths learned Sage Mode through this Toad, and we all know that, we've seen it in the filler arc. But anyways, of course, Naruto was really intrigued by this Toad, and he wanted to learn more from him, and so he used to go to him every night and ask him for more stories and more. And the Toad was happy that Naruto was interested in these, and the Toad could see something in Naruto. He could see a bit of the the Sage of Six Paths into Naruto, and first of all, this is because of Ashura's reincarnation. And the Toad didn't tell this to Naruto, because he knew this must have been this is not a coincidence. This is destiny, and so he didn't want to ruin it for Naruto. And plus, he wants Naruto to find out on his own. And anyways, now of course, Naruto after this enrolls into the academy and does a few like a month and a half, and he doesn't make too many friends. Of course, some people are interested in him, and Naruto kept a lot of secrets. He didn't talk much. He wanted to stay as quiet as possible, because he didn't want to make friends, first of all, because he wasn't sure of what people might think of him, because he remembers Jiraiya saying that, or his father, or his godfather saying that people in this village didn't like Naruto, and that's why Jiraiya wanted to take Naruto with him. And anyways, of course, Naruto was scared of these people, and he wasn't really scared, but he was more cautious than in the original, unlike in the original, where he used to go and play pranks everywhere. Anyways, now Naruto of course answered a few questions, and he made like 2 or 3 friends. He made friends with Shino, Shikamaru, Choji, and also Kiba, 4 friends. And anyways, of course, he wasn't really used to talking to them, but he still talked to them, because he really had nothing about to do, and he had no other friends. Anyways, of course, here Naruto then actually realizes who the top dogs are, or who the top of the classes are. In knowledge, it's probably Sakura, or Hinata, and in everything else is probably the 2 Uchihas. I mean the Uchiha, Sasuke. Anyways, I said 2 Uchihas, I'm thinking of the other word I'm doing. Anyways, now of course, Naruto, after realizing this sorry, of course, after Naruto, after realizing this, he actually wants to be on the top of the class too, but at the same time he doesn't really want to show off or anything, especially because it's actually unfair that Naruto actually got more training out of, the Manryoboku, while these lot really didn't get too much training out from here. Anyways, so Naruto stayed in the bottom of the class and he was put in team 7 with the two top dogs. Well, not top dogs, Sakura wasn't really a top dog, she was only at the top because she wanted to be closer to Sasuke. And anyways, Naruto, once he's put in team 7, he was kind of bummed out because all of 4 of his friends, 2 of them were put together, Shikamaru Choji, Kiba Shino, while he was put here on his own. Of course, Naruto took this as a challenge on making new friends, but he was still kind of skeptical, especially because he knew that these 2 are some of the smartest ones in the class, other than Shikamaru, because he truly knows how smart Shikamaru is, and Shikamaru could have easily beaten any of both of them, to be honest, even outsmarted them. Sasuke here against Shikamaru, he wouldn't have stood a chance, to be honest. Other than sheer power, Shikamaru would have outsmarted him in one way or another, unless Sasuke incinerated him for a second, which is unlikely, especially coming from Sasuke, because this Sasuke doesn't even have the Sharingan yet. Anyways, Naruto and Team 7, after Team 7 was actually created, Naruto was waiting for their team leader, and Jiraiya did tell Naruto that there is someone in the village where, in the Hidden Leaf village, that knew his father really well, and he was actually in the same team, in the same Genin team that he was, and he became a Jonin at a really young age, and he was in the 3rd Great Ninja War with his father, with the 4th Hokage. Naruto doesn't know that his father is the 4th Hokage, but anyways, Naruto really admired the 4th Hokage, especially because, the 4th was like someone super strong and someone like really trusted in the village. People relied on the 4th Hokage a lot, especially the villagers, because the 4th was like the strongest out of everyone. And anyways, now Naruto admired the 4th and wanted to become like him, and this is something that Jiraiya wants Naruto to do. And anyways, Naruto, after finding out about this, he was really intrigued by this person, and he didn't know that it would be his team leader, but he was hoping so. And every time someone walked in, he didn't know if it was him or her, because he didn't even know if it was a woman or a guy. Now, after a few hours, Kakashi finally comes in and takes them to the roof and asks them about their dreams. Of course, they each say their dreams, and Naruto's dream is completely different. He doesn't really want to become the Hokage, but he wants to become like one of the Hokages. He says that his dislikes are being alone, and his likes are training and playing with toads, and his goal or his dream is to become just like the 4th Hokage, someone as admired, someone as relied on, and someone who people can trust in, like the 4th Hokage he was. Anyways, of course, Kakashi did know that Jiraiya adopted Naruto, and of course this wasn't too out of the blue, but still it kind of surprised him. And anyways, Naruto then, Kakashi then asks him, who is the 4th to you? And Naruto's like, what do you mean? I'm confused. And Kakashi still doesn't know if Naruto knows if the 4th Hokage is his son or not, if is his father or not, because Naruto may be hiding him from the other 2. And so he goes to the Hokage and asks, and the Hokage actually tells Kakashi that Naruto does not know. Anyways, now the next day, still he does explain about the test that they will have tomorrow. Not exactly what it is, but he says that there's a test and not to eat, and Naruto actually listens. Anyways, the bell test, of course, the next day the bell test actually begins just as per normal, and this time Naruto actually doesn't go in straight for the attack, but he goes behind first, and he doesn't really know how to use teamwork, and so he actually just throws a kunai, and then Kakashi actually deflects it, and realizes that Naruto is actually pretty good at throwing kunais, and his speed is pretty good, especially because he threw one after the other. As soon as Kakashi was able to deflect another one came out of nowhere, and Naruto kept doing that for a few times until Naruto actually teleported towards one, and Kakashi thought it was just a normal body flicker. He couldn't really tell straight away, but then he actually stopped Naruto's kick from hitting his face and put away his book, because after one kick he realized that Naruto is extremely strong, and so he can't really allow himself to get beaten here. Anyways, Kakashi then actually throws Naruto up in the air, and Naruto throws a kunai, saying a kunai shadow clone, and the kunais multiply, while Kakashi deflects all of them and even use some wind release to blow some away. They land everywhere, so Naruto can teleport anywhere. Naruto was falling down from the sky, and of course Naruto then made a few clones which all attacked, which all threw each other into Kakashi. Kakashi actually thought that Naruto was actually pretty good at using clones and actually fighting. And anyways, of course, he had the good techniques and good tactics, especially to go up against someone like Kakashi. Anyways, now Naruto, who was fighting Kakashi, of course, he didn't really have a chance unless he worked together with his team. Then Kakashi says, "You'll never beat me alone," and he was about to punch Naruto, but as he did that, Naruto actually teleported to a kunai, which he threw last second, and it was spinning around, and of course the kunai was actually behind Kakashi, and Kakashi realized that this was no normal body flicker. This was completely different. This was not even a body flicker, and out of nowhere, Naruto kicks Kakashi right in the face and creates a Rasengan, and Naruto shoves it into Kakashi, and of course he thinks he won, but then he turns into a log of wood. Then Kakashi appears behind Naruto, and with a pretty menacing tone asks Naruto, "Who taught you that technique? And how did you master it? How long did it take?" And he was actually holding Naruto, and Naruto says, my godfather taught me. What about it? And he took me 2 years to learn it. I still haven't mastered it. I still can't use it like the fourth. And Kakashi then says, well, no. I was about to say, well, no shit. Kakashi then actually says, of course you can't use it like him. He was the yellow flash of the leaf. And then Naruto teleports away from Kakashi actually expecting it, and Naruto actually teleporting into the woods where he was actually before. He actually left the kunai there before actually starting the fight. Anyways, Naruto realized that Kakashi is way too strong to be on his own, and plus Kakashi saw that Naruto actually had the Rasengan too. And anyways, now Naruto actually decides to ask for help from the other two teammates, because he believes that they're actually pretty strong. He asks Sasuke first, and Sasuke says, "Why should I help you if you couldn't beat him?" And Naruto then says, "Well, if I couldn't beat him, and I don't think you're strong enough to beat him on your own, why don't we just do it together?" And Sasuke's like, "Yeah, but then Sakura won't get a bell. We should give her a chance too." And then Naruto actually thinks a bit harder, and he realizes that this must be a test of teamwork. And Naruto then tells Sasuke, asks Sasuke, I always say that, tells, but then I say asks. He asks Sasuke if he's ever seen a team with only 2 genin in it and 1 Jonin team leader, and Sasuke's like, no, I haven't. What's your point? What are you trying to say? And Naruto then actually says that this must be all a trick. The bells are a trick. We're just meant to work together. As long as we work together, we can win, and we don't even need to get the bells. And Sasuke's like, how sure? How can you be sure? And Naruto then says, well, I don't think any genin can beat their Jonin team leader right now. And Sasuke says, fair enough. Alright then, we need to find Sakura. And Sakura is found pretty fast. And anyways, Naruto then says that he's going to fight Kakashi, and you two are going to try to take the bells. And Sasuke then says, but you just said that you don't have to take the bells. And Naruto says, yes, I know. You'll have to help me fight him. But then when you find an opening, you both take the bells at the same time, understood? And Sasuke is like, alright then. And Naruto actually began the fight by actually throwing a kunai, which Kakashi actually caught, and expecting Naruto to teleport to it. Of course, Naruto doesn't, and teleports to a different kunai that was not that one. And Naruto actually does a hand seal, which then makes the kunai explode, which Kakashi was actually able. Kakashi got burnt on the hand, and then looks at Naruto and realizes that Naruto must have sealed some explosive material in it, and he unsealed it last second when Kakashi was actually holding the kunai. Anyways, then Naruto actually teleports towards Kakashi with the Rasengan, and was about to hit Sasuke, hit Kakashi with it, but then Kakashi was able to stop him and actually punch him right in the gut. But Naruto was just a clone, and he turned into a small cloud, not a small cloud, but you know, he poofed away, and then he came out of nowhere, kicked him right in the face, and Naruto says, "Don't underestimate me." And as he says that, he teleports again because he doesn't want to get hit by Kakashi. He knows that if Kakashi gets a pretty good hit on him, he'll probably lose the fight straight away, so he has to hit and run real fast. Anyways, now Naruto kept doing that, and up until Sasuke actually came in with a fireball jutsu, which actually distracted Kakashi, and he had to dodge last second, and he lost his balance, which Naruto took advantage of and shoved the Rasengan right into his back, just like what happened to Obito. And Kakashi was actually on the ground while the two Genin actually took the bells, and Naruto, and then Kakashi stood back up and said, "Well done, you passed." And you know, Naruto then says, "Yeah, but you didn't really try. If you truly tried, you could have actually beaten all of us, and that Rasengan wouldn't have even hit you if you were using your full speed." And you know, Kakashi then says, "Well, I'm not here to kill you, am I now?" Anyways, congratulations, Team 7. You all pass. I guess you understood what the true meaning of the test was, right? And you know, they all nod, and then Kakashi then says that they're dismissed and they can go eat whatever, and tomorrow's the first mission. They have to meet up in front of the Hokage's office at 8 p.m. straight. And Naruto then says, "Alright, 12 p.m. say less." Did I say 8 p.m.? I meant 8 a.m. And Naruto then says, "Okay, I'll come 3 hours later since you're going late." Anyways, Naruto then actually body flickers away, saying thank you to his team, and goes off on his own. On his own, he was actually wandering around the village, and he was actually about to go to Ichiraku ramen because he actually likes it. He has had it multiple times, and he loves it. Anyways, he was walking there up until he bumped into someone, and someone was a Hyuga, and it was actually Hinata. Naruto helped her up, and you know, Hinata was actually kind of scared of Naruto because he just came in out of nowhere, and you know, he looked pretty scary. But anyways, Naruto then just smiles at Hinata, and you know, Hinata realizes that Naruto is not as scary as she thought. And anyways, Naruto then says sorry and goes off on his own. Anyways, Hinata actually will develop a crush on him. It will be a Hinata ship because CBA doing another Sugio Tsukumo ship, it just takes too long to think of another ship. And anyways, Hinata ship is the easiest ship I can do. Anyways, now, and plus it won't change too much of the story. I'm going to try to keep this wife as close as the real story, but I'm just going to see what would happen if Jiraiya would adopt Naruto. Anyways, after this, the next day Naruto and Team 7 meet up, and they actually begin their missions. Team 7 does 2 missions on that day because they finished the first one really easily by Naruto actually using body flicker, yes, not even the flying Raijin, and now they take another one, and Kakashi actually tells the Hokage that they finished it way too quickly, and so they take another one, which Sakura and Sasuke actually do most of the work here. Naruto don't want to do anything. And anyways, this continues for a full month up until Team 7 actually gets really bored of this. They haven't trained at all. Naruto trained on his own with his friends Kiba, Shikamaru, Choji, and Shino, and even Hinata started joining their little training sessions, same as Ino. Yes, Ino joined too. Anywho, now Ino doesn't get too much stronger from this other than her taijutsu getting much better, and Sakura of course will start training soon enough. Anywho, of course, Naruto and Team 7 actually asked for a C ranked mission, which the Hokage actually does not deny this time, and he actually says, "Alright, you guys seem to be pretty strong now," and especially because Naruto is in this team, and the Hokage knows that Naruto is strong enough to actually take on a C ranked mission. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it. Please take it, stay safe. This is where I'm going to end off. Next part is going to be the Forest of Death. I meant the Land of Waves arc, and the rest of the Naruto part 1, and then Naruto Shippuden part 3. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed it. Please take it, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs there. Please subscribe to Ratreet, Miniman123, also my second channel, the King of Noobs, and don't forget to help out my friend Hxmesh. All the links are in the description below, and follow Shokiro on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and join the Discord server, link in the description below. And don't forget to get your good quality anime merch from Beautiful Halo. You can support the channel, and all the money goes to the channel, so I can do giveaways and stuff like that. Anyways, actually the last bit of money that I had from Beautiful Halo, I actually gave it to a friend because he who was in need, and so I just gave it to him. I don't really mind it. It's fine. I'll do a giveaway out of my own money. And anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe, guys, and peace.